What's up, everybody? Picture this era. No Europe running the show, no single empire on top. Instead, the whole globe is a patchwork of powerful states, China printing money, Mali drowning in gold, and the Aztecs building a city in the middle of a lake. This is AP World History Unit 1, the Global Tapestry, 1200 to 1450. Here's your map. Song China, the Islamic world, South and Southeast Asia, the Americas, Africa and Europe, plus the big theme tying them together, how rulers use belief systems and bureaucracy to build power. Stick with me to the very end, and I'll show you the single fastest way to lock all of this in before exam day. Let's get into it. Start in the richest place on earth, Song China. The College Board wants you to know how they ran it. Confucianism and Neo-Confucianism shaped society, stressing hierarchy, filial piety, and order. To staff the government, they used the civil service exam, a merit-based test on Confucian classics that built a class of scholar officials. That's bureaucracy legitimizing power, lock that in. Underneath was a commercial revolution. Paper money, champa rice from Vietnam that doubled harvests, gunpowder, and exports of silk and porcelain. China is the engine of the whole period. Now watch China's influence radiate outward, because the exam loves this. Three neighbors borrow from China, but each in their own way. Korea copied the hardest, adopting Confucianism and the civil service exam, but keeping a strong aristocracy. Japan borrowed culture and Buddhism, yet stayed politically separate under a decentralized, feudal warrior system of samurai. Vietnam took Confucian ideas and the exam too, but pushed back to protect its own identity, especially women's status. Same source, different blends, that's the pattern. Swing west to the Islamic world, Dar al-Islam. Here's the key tension. Politically, it's fragmenting. The old Abbasid Caliphate is breaking apart, and new Islamic states rise to fill the gap. Turkic Seljuks, the Mamluks in Egypt, and the Delhi Sultanate in India. But politically split does not mean weak. Culturally and intellectually, it's flourishing. Scholars at the House of Wisdom in Baghdad advanced mathematics, including algebra, plus medicine and astronomy, and preserved Greek thought. Trade and a common faith linked it all together. Down into South and Southeast Asia, where belief systems mix. In India, the Delhi Sultanate brought Islam ruling over a mostly Hindu population, creating real friction but also blending. In the south, the Hindu Vijayanagara Empire rose in response. Now look at the sea-based states getting rich off trade. Srivijaya earlier, then Majapahit, a powerful Hindu-Buddhist kingdom that taxed ships passing through the straits. The takeaway: religion plus location plus trade decides who holds power here. Quick power-up, because the exam tests belief systems constantly. 4 to know. 1. Confucianism. Order, hierarchy, the state, strongest in East Asia. 2. Buddhism. Spread across East and Southeast Asia, focused on ending suffering. 3. Islam. Monotheist, law-based, expanding through trade and conquest across Africa and Asia. 4. Christianity. Organizing Europe and Ethiopia. The through line for this whole unit. Rulers everywhere used these faiths to justify their authority. Hold that idea, it's the theme. Cross the ocean to the Americas, 3 states, no contact with the others. The Maya built independent city-states with advanced astronomy and math. The Aztecs, or Mexica, built Tenochtitlan on an island, grew crops on floating gardens called chinampas, and ran a tribute system, conquered peoples paid goods and captives. The Incas stretched along the Andes, bound together by a huge road network, the Mita labor system of mandatory state service, and Quipu, knotted cords for record-keeping. State power without the wheel or writing as we know it. Lock in how these empires were structured, because hierarchy equals control. At the very top sat the emperor, seen as divine or near-divine, religion legitimizing the ruler. Below him, priests and nobles ran temples and the state. Then came warriors, merchants, and skilled artisans keeping the empire fed and armed. At the broad base, the commoners and enslaved people, farmers and laborers who owed tribute or mita service. See it? Belief at the top, labor at the bottom, that's how they held it all together. Now Africa, and this is easy points if you lock it in. West Africa's Mali Empire got rich on the trans-Saharan gold and salt trade. Its ruler Mansa Musa took a famous pilgrimage to Mecca, handing out so much gold he crashed prices, and he made Timbuktu a center of Islamic learning. Inland in southern Africa, Great Zimbabwe grew wealthy on gold funneled to the Indian Ocean trade through Swahili coast ports. Up in the highlands, Ethiopia stayed a Christian kingdom surrounded by Islam. And the Hausa kingdoms ran city-states on trade. Faith and trade, again and again. Finally, Europe, and here's the surprise. It's the backwater this period. Politically, it's decentralized under feudalism. Kings are weak, power sits with local lords who exchange land for military service. The economy runs on manorialism, self-sufficient estates worked by serfs tied to the land. The glue holding it together is the Roman Catholic Church, the one unifying institution across a fractured continent. But watch the end of the period, monarchs slowly start centralizing power, setting up everything that comes next. Zoom all the way out because this is the comparison the exam will test. Across every region, rulers face the same problem. How do you control a big diverse population? Two tools, every time. First, belief systems, divine emperors, Confucian order, Islamic law, Christian kings. Second, bureaucracy and administration, civil service exams in China, tribute and mitzvah in the Americas, trade taxes in Africa and Asia. Different cultures, same playbook. Nail that and you own the theme of the whole unit. And that's AP World Unit 1, the Global Tapestry. Son China and its bureaucracy, Dar al-Islam, fragmenting but flourishing. South and Southeast Asia's blends, the Maya, Aztec and Inca, Mali and Great Zimbabwe and Ethiopia, and decentralized Christian Europe, all of it built on belief, plus bureaucracy. You just covered the whole thing. But here's the truth. Watching is not the same as knowing. Head to AIM 5 and practice Unit 1 for free, with instant feedback on every question. Links below. Now go get that 5, and I'll see you in Unit 2.